Hi, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time stopping by. I am doing a FlossTube update. I think I did one last week, so this will be a weekly update. And I have been participating in the election SAL that's going on in Stitchmania, and I did vote already this morning, so today is November 8th, 2016. It's the year of the presidential election for the United States, and women have had the right to vote for less than 100 years. So it's important that each and every American uses that privilege and votes. Doesn't matter who you vote for, it is very important to exercise your right to vote. So I hope that you get out at some point today and take your opportunity. So that being said, it's been kind of a hectic week here, and I'm hoping that this video makes some sense. Haven't been feeling too good today, so we're going to power through. I have new starts. I have some updates, and I have a finish and a fully finished object. So I'm kind of excited about that. So here we go. As far as WIPS go, I really don't have a rotation. I'm a person who kind of works on things as I go. And like I said, I did do the election SAL. And of course, I'm not really sure where I left off because I posted some pictures in Stitchmania, but I'm not sure I've kept up. And I've put some stuff on Instagram. And once I start doing that, all bets are off as to what I remember that I did. I really should write it down, except sometimes I'm posting things in between doing other things, and writing things down is the least of my worries. Anyway, I know that let's see, I think I go back to, I'm not sure if I go all the way back to the second. I think I may have already talked about that in my video. No, maybe I stopped with D for Democrat, and that's where I was working on my cup of tea freebie pattern, and that was D, but instead of Democrat it was Dragon, and that's actually my fully finished piece, and I'm really excited about it because I really like it. And that's my spot of tea, and my initials are down here underneath the teacup, and there's Krennic in it. And this is a piece of fabric that I dyed myself, and it has blue and pink in the fabric, and the design also has some blue and pink in it, but I think that it looks fine. And what I did is I finished it kind of like a flat fold, and I put a little chain on it because I thought that I could hang this around the glass container that I keep my tea bags in, at least some of my tea bags. My granddaughters like to be able to have tea, and so I thought this would be kind of cute out in my kitchen. And I did take a picture of it, and I will insert that here. So that was kind of exciting. It was a fully finished object. And while I do finish things, sometimes I have a hard time fully finishing them. And then it was the primary elections, and that was a piece with least progress. And I think that would have been my Haid, and I don't have that down here. I only did a couple of stitches. It really wasn't a lot, so I won't show that until I get a little bit further along. And let's see. Then there was R is for Republican. And for that, I did some more on my Queen of Hearts, which, let's see, there she is. I don't think I did a whole lot more on her either, although she may show some progress. If I can find a piece from before I started, oh yeah, she has got a little more progress on her. I can find a little piece that shows where she was, I will insert it. But as far as that goes, let me get the package out. That's what she'll look like when she is finished. And this is where she is right now. I've gotten a little bit more done in her face and a little bit more of the red and some more of the purple I filled in and put a little bit more red in the body part. So she's coming along. I'm not sure I'm going to have her done in time for Christmas for my sister-in-law, but that's the way it goes. And it is a Mill Hill gym shore, so there's a lot of beads to put into it too. But I'm enjoying it. It is fun to stitch on. And that's the important thing to me. It's a hobby, so it's important that it's fun. And then it was campaign signs. And for that, I think I used my Expendables, my Star Trek Expendables, and I didn't get a lot more done in that either. As a matter of fact, I may have just finished up a couple of stitches. I've really been kind of flat out with other things this past week, but I have been trying to stitch a little bit every day. And actually, you'll see with my other two new starts that it's just I haven't been focusing on these WIPs. Okay, so that was campaign signs, and then it's I for independent. And for that, this is part of a haul I think that I have that I'm going to insert in a little bit. But it's this Lizzie Kate design, and it's Wise Men Still Seek Him. And I'm doing this for a Christmas present. It was a new start, and I did this for eyes, for independent, because Wise, Still, and Him all have eyes in them. And this is just about done. I just have to put a little bit more of the blue in for the halo for the baby. And I'm going to call that complete. You will notice on the pattern that there are a line of diamonds and crowns at the bottom that I'm not going to put in this time. Now that Wise Men Still Seek Him is on 28 count even weave Lugana by Charles Craft. It's the DMZ fabric. And what I did is this was a 15 by 18 inch piece, and I think I'm going to tell you in my haul video that I'm doing it as Christmas gifts for 3 people, and I'm actually doing it for 4. So I took that 15 by 18 inch piece and I cut it into 4 pieces, and hopefully I won't be crazy by the time I stitch that 3 more times, if possible. I usually have a hard time doing the same thing twice, so it's going to be interesting. Let's see, and then I have another new start, and that one is, let me find the book. Oh, before I go to my new start, I'll show you Gwen, because I worked on Gwen for many Mirabilia, Joe and Terry's Facebook page, where it's solely about Mirabilias. And the only Mirabilia I am working on right now is Gwen. That's a Nora Corbett, and it's in celebration of the birthday, and it's the designer's birthday, and so we were to try to put at least 49 stitches into a Mirabilia. And I was only going to do the minimum requirement because I was doing some other things that day, and I kind of got a little carried away. I don't know if I have a before picture. If I do, I will put it in here. But here's where she is now. I actually did one of the wrought iron posts. I did some more of her black down in here, and I filled in some of the dark green that borders the black on the back of her dress. So I actually got some pretty decent progress on this one. I'm happy with it. So that was Nora Corbett's Gwen, and that was the Many a Mirabilia. I probably don't say that right, but oh well. That's how I say it. New Facebook group. And that was fun. So I enjoyed that. I was supposed to be working on a thankful SAL for Cross Stitch Finish Line, and other than using Wise Men Still Seek Him, because I am thankful, faithful and thankful, I guess that would be my Cross Stitch Finish Line WIP also. And then my new start. I was really pretty excited about that. I've been wanting to do this pattern from this Myth and Magic book, and I think I showed this in one of my previous videos, and I'll show you the picture. Just have to get to it. It's called The Princess and the Unicorn, and this is what it will look like when it's finished, and I just love that picture. I think it is strong and beautiful and mystical all at the same time. And I'll show you. Now this is the piece of 18 count or 14 count Ada that I hand dyed myself, and you'll see it's much darker than the background fabric that they have in that original picture, but I think this is going to look fabulous because it's almost going to be a stormy background. And I started in the middle, and I can tell this is the top because I always put a pin at the top part of the frame just in case I can't find my way back. But this is the body of the unicorn, and for the unicorn, the white parts of the unicorn fur, I'm using DMC Glow in the Dark. Other parts that call for the white, I will be doing white, but I'm making the unicorn body glow in the dark. And this pattern is really interesting because it's, I'll tell you who the designer is too. It's not that one. Oh, now I'm going to have a hard time finding her again. There she is. It's designed by Susan Penny, and I'll show you a small insert picture that they show in the book. And if you can see, the mane for the unicorn is actually kind of a shaggy DMC. So I'm really going to have a good time because I'm going to try to do that to the mane. I think it's beautiful. And I think, let me go back to my notes. On Sunday, the 6th of November, it was White House. And I was thinking I would change it to kind of a white horse, even though it's a unicorn, because I don't have a white house to stitch on. But I do have a white horse-like creature, which is probably more fun. Anyway, so that was my new start. Oops. And it is on my own hand-dyed fabric. It's actually tea stained, and then there's a couple of shades of green and blue in there. And there's even a little pink up in here that you can probably see better on the back side because the pink is stronger back here. It doesn't show up as well on the side I'm stitching on, but I really didn't care if I got pink in the actual picture. So that'll be something that I'll be updating you on going forward. And let's see. I'm going to show you, I think, some of my haul. I've kind of gone a little crazy this month. bought more than I should, but I wanted it for gifts and different things. So I'm going to insert a video here, and I think it's a 1, 2, 3 stitch order that I got in. Hi, and this is just a quick enveloping. I just got this in the mail. It's a 1, 2, 3 stitch order, and at some point I really need to stop all the ordering, but I'm trying to get some things together for my coming year of stitching. Silly, really, because I'm joining the Stitch from Stash that starts January 1st, but there are a few things that I want for gifts and things. So that's pretty much what this is. So have a cup of your favorite beverage and join me in seeing my new acquisitions. This is 1, 2, 3 stitch. I love 1, 2, 3 stitch. They're out in, I think, they're out in Utah. And I'm here in New York, and it only takes a couple of days. But today's postal service is amazing. So you can see I got a whole ton of goodies. I got Krennic, I got flosses, I got patterns, I got stuff. I did also order my Halloweenies in Halloween acknowledgement, I guess, for my dog Wally, because he's part dachshund. So I thought a Halloweenie would be cute to have 2 little dachshunds facing off a pumpkin, but it was out of stock. So must be a lot of Halloweenie lovers out there. So that should come soon. But for now, let's take a look at what I got. Let me move this off to the side. And, okay, this pattern, you know, Stephanie, Miss Oh So Crafty, is doing Donner, and someone else is too. But they got me on this reindeer kick, and I already have Rudolph and Santa's sleigh. But this one, now I got my Halloweenies in honor of my dog Wally. Well, I had to get Vixen. This isn't Donner, this is Vixen. And I had to get her in honor of our gray pit bull, whose name is Vixen. So now I'll have Halloweenies for Wally and Vixen for Vixen. And I'm looking forward to working on that one. I also, while I have Vixen here, and you can admire how beautiful she is. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but female reindeer have horns, and they actually keep their horns longer than male reindeer do. So, it's a she. I also bought the water lilies, and it's overcast here, and my lighting is terrible. I have so many lights on, and I know that my aunt light is washing this out some, but I don't know what else to do because it's very gray here. And let me take a piece of paper, because this Karen water lilies, which is Umbria, is used for the reindeer fur. Well, this looks kind of like the border too, but it takes 2 skeins of this. So I bought 2 skeins of it because I have going to be doing multiple reindeer. And then I got flosses. I bought the specialty flosses for Vixen. And then I also ordered Jingle, because with a name like Belle, I have to put Jingle somewhere. So this is for a little jingle in my bell. I just thought that's beautiful with the reindeer and the sleigh. Very Christmassy. And I'm just going to look at it quick because I haven't really looked at it. And I did buy all the Krennic and things for these patterns, but I think that one's just beautiful. So I really look forward to that one. And then I was looking at the Cricut collection, and I had to get one more Halloween. And this Halloween is Sleepy Hollow, but it's the triptych type Sleepy Hollow, and I couldn't resist it. The Headless Horseman, the buildings, the old colonial house and the church and the moon with the face. I mean, I can't wait to actually work on this. It's going to look beautiful. I didn't get the fabric for it. I don't think that 123 Stitch has that fabric anymore. So now I have to find something else, but that's okay. And then I had, there, oh, it's in there. Never mind, I'm just confused. This is a small pattern, and it's inside the bag with the floss. It's a Lizzie Kate, and it's called Wise Men Still Seek Him. And I got this one for a gift for Christmas. I have to stitch this 3 times because I have 3 women who are my hero. Their friendship means a whole lot to me. They have been with me through some pretty emotional times, and I don't know what I would do without them. So, Wise Men Still Seek Him are for my 3 friends, and I look forward to doing that, hopefully by Christmas. I have lots of things I want to do by Christmas. Good luck to me. And then some of these threads go with other things. I did get 2 of the glow-in-the-dark DMC because I'd like to use this for the moon in Sleepy Hollow and maybe for part of that hill that the Headless Horseman's riding over. I don't know yet. We'll have to see how that works out. And I always buy a package of these size 26 John James Petites. I love John James needles. They're easy to thread, and I love the petite size simply because I can stitch down to the, the bare end of the floss. And then I bought Krennic to go into that will go in my patterns I just bought. I don't know which goes with which pattern without looking, so I will just hold them up there so you can look at them in all of their shiny brilliance. Who doesn't like Krennic? Actually, I'm kind of disappointed by how much is on a spool of Krennic because I've used the end of one of my number 4 gold HL yesterday when I finished a spot of tea, and I was a little disappointed. It seems like there should be more on these spools, but now feeling how light they are, it's not surprising. Okay, so here's my 2 skeins of water lilies in Umbria. And then I bought a bunch of Weeks Dye Works. I've never worked with Weeks Dye Works, so this should be interesting. Ooh. And I probably should have kept that piece of paper over here instead of that. There. So that one is eggplant. And this one is Jaybird. Oh, and this one's London Fog. Oh, I love the variegation in London Fog. I have to say I love gray. I love the shades of gray, and that is really pretty. As a matter of fact, I've been stamping some card fronts that I'm going to be doing a video on my craft channel, which is Kelly Bell. And my card fronts, I've done the base stamping in London Fog because I do like the color gray for stamping. Anyway, that's an aside. As Terry would say, a rabbit trail. And this one is called Indian Summer. And these go on a couple of different charts. So, and then this one is Carrot. And that one is Pewter. I'll get that one out of the way. Oh, and here's Black Boar. Black Boar is interesting. Oh, my clock's going to chime. Only at a half hour, so that's it. And then there's cocoa. Ooh, guacamole. I like guacamole. And then this is whitewash. And Schneckly. Schneckly is a funny color. That's a funny name for a kind of pretty greeny gold variegated color. Schneckly. And then, last but not least, is honeysuckle, which is a really pretty color. And it feels like I ordered more than this, but I know I didn't. It just always seems like more. Well, not that that's not enough, because that's enough. The Cricut Collection Sleepy Hollow chart I probably won't start this year. This might be a next year, next, September-y start. This one I have to start soon because I want to stitch it 3 times. Jingle I will start soon because I want that soon too. It doesn't look like a difficult stitch, so it should be pretty good. And then of course there's Nora Corbett's Vixen, which I don't know that I will start this one this year either. But it's good to have in stash. So thank you for watching this envelope unboxing, and I will now return you back to my regular update. Bye. That's fun, isn't it? Well, and then I got another 1, 2, 3 stitch order. It was actually a couple, I think, because I'm bad. Now, one thing I did is, excuse me. Oh, sorry. It's the season for appointments, I guess. Anyway, I had, in the video I got some Weeks Dye Works in, and what I did was, those are for my Wise Men Still Seek Him, that Lizzie Kate. And since I want to do it 4 times, I thought I should probably order some extra skeins. So part of my next order was the additional skeins that I need of the Weeks Dye Works. But, I mean, why would I stop there? I ordered some fabric, and I ordered, part of that order didn't come in, but now it has, and that's my Halloweenies. And some of the Weeks Dye Works that I ordered is also for this pattern, because this is in honor of Wally, my little black Dachshund Jack Russell Terrier mix, who is a beautiful, beautiful boy. I love him. His birthday was Sunday. He's now 3 years old. Yep. He's a wild man, 3 years old. Okay, and so let's see, 1, 2, 3 stitch, and I'm hoping these were 1, 2, 3 stitch. I'm pretty sure they were. So while I was ordering the additional weeks, I also ordered some fabric that was on sale. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but even on sale, fabric isn't cheap. But I figured what I would do is I would buy larger pieces of fabric and then have it to use as I wanted, cut it down. So the first piece I got is a Weeks Dye Works over-dyed fabric. It's a linen, it's a 30 count, and it's sea foam, and it's a 1 yard piece. It's 35 by 52. So that's what that is. And I thought the sea foam was pretty, and I'm thinking I can over dye pieces of this myself and make it different colors. And then I have a 30 count linen. This is a 13 by 17 inch piece, and it's in grasshopper, and I love that color. So there's that. And then I was watching Osgran maybe, not sure, But anyway, this morning I was watching one of her videos and they were laughing because Gail had bought a piece of bright red fabric. Well, this is an 8 by 12 30 count and it's in Aztec red. And I'm kind of looking forward to using that one. And then along the same vein, there's an 8 by 12 30 count in Cherry Vanilla, which is kind of a darker pink. The camera and the light in the room are washing this out. It's, I don't know, it's not going to show, but it's really a darker pink. It's kind of pretty. And that'll be different for me because I don't think I've ever stitched on a pink fabric. It may get like an over dye of tea or something. I haven't decided. It will depend on what I decide I want to stitch on it. So that was an order. And then, whoops, I placed yet another order because on Stitch Mania, I can't remember the person, but they posted some ornaments that they had finished. And in that ornament, there were these little mice. And these are their Just Nan pattern, and they're little mice. And it doesn't come with fabric, but it does come with like the brass hanger that's part of the tail. It doesn't come with the gingerbread box. That's sold separately. And it doesn't come with fabric, but it does come with all the beads and the paillettes and a charm. And it comes with a pair of angel wings. And I could not resist that. I just think that that is the cutest thing. So that might make its way into being a Christmas gift too. I don't know what year, but maybe. And then I had to get this. It's a Just Nan also. It's Tiny Christmas Biscornu, and no fabric, but it's got all the beads and the cording and stuff to make this Biscornu, and it has red cardinals on it. And red cardinals, I always think of my mother because that was her favorite bird. And even when she was in the nurse, my mother had MS. So when she was in the nursing home, wherever she was, they allowed my father to put bird feeders up outside her windows. And she would always get really excited when the cardinals showed up at the window. And I think this is beautiful. And I like the pine effect too in the center. It's really pretty. I'm looking forward to stitching those. So that's I think that's all my haul. I think that that's plenty of haul. I do have a couple of more things. Oh, wait a minute. eBay. I think it was eBay. It's either eBay or Amazon. I wasn't looking for anything. I was just looking at different patterns. And this English cottage sampler came up, and I couldn't resist it. It was relatively cheap. I don't remember how much. The sticker on the front of it says $4.95, and I think it was more like, I think they wanted like $3.50 for it plus shipping. So I jumped at it. Now I did talk to in comments on Brian Litton's video because he's doing the English garden sampler, and I told him I had this, and I said it was the, this is like a fold out pattern, all one piece, printed on both sides, a little bit intimidating. And he said that people have said that there's mistakes in this version, and that if I could find the leaflet version, he recommended getting that one. So I guess I'll look for that. I don't know when I would get to stitching this anyway, but it's good to know. So thank you, Brian. I think I had heard that too, and I just forgot. But it's okay. This is beautiful. I just think this is such a pretty sampler. And it's a Teresa Wentzler design. So it's got the blended threads and all the happiness that go with it. So now I thought I would maybe give a couple of, first I'm going to show you how I'm storing my Weeks Die Works. Right now my working copy of my Wise Men Still Seek Him is in the envelope, along with a package of size 26 John James tapestry needles. But as I'm using the WIPS Die Works, I'm taking and putting them on the bobbins, and then I've taken a piece of heavy duty string and I've just tied the floss identifier for the WIPS into the hole for the plastic bobbin. And then the extra thread, I think this is a good one. This is one of the pieces that I'd been working with that I had enough extra to save. And then this is the extra part of the 6 strands, probably the 5 strands that are left that I had not used. And this color is Schneckly, which I really love. This was actually the trumpet color and the manger blanket that was used in that pattern. But this is really working out well, because this way I can have my floss on the bobbins, and I can keep it identified and have a place to store my extra floss. So that, and I'm glad I thought of that, because I was trying to figure out how to keep it separate from my DMC. Let's see, and oh, my finished piece, my that spot of tea, which of course now I put down somewhere I can't find. Oh, good Lord. Anyway, I was thinking when I was sewing that, because I did put the bead trim around it, and I did the flat fold, and I used a ladder stitch to sew it together. But instead of beading needles, I will sometimes use these quilter betweens. Now, petites are petite, but these betweens are really, really small, and they're very, very thin, and they go through extremely small beads, like let's see, like these are the blue ones that I put around, and these are like, I don't even know, these are, I think they're 15s. The darker pink ones, I know, are just 15s. I don't know if those are 11/0s. Don't ask me. Got threads hanging out. And so these small quilters betweens, these are Dritz quilting needles. These work really well. Now I have arthritis and I have small hands, and these are so small. I have one here that I was using. Let me see if I can hold this for you and show you how small. I mean, this is so small. I can hardly see it. But here, that's how small that needle is. Very, very small. Which of course means the eye is very small. So I can give you a couple of hints about using threads. Now this is my silamide. So this is a very strong beading thread that I talked about in my counting pin part of my last video. But when you're using thread like this, it's wound onto a spool. So this is always going to be the part of the thread that goes through your needle, because if you cut it and you use the part that you cut, you're actually, when you're trying to thread your needle, you're partially untwisting your thread. I was told this by tailors, and I have to say that trying to thread the lead part of the thread into the needle, not the tailing part. It makes it a lot easier. And when you go to thread these small eyes, what you want to do is you want to take your scissors and you want to cut your thread at a diagonal, which puts like a point let's see if I can get it to, it puts like a little lead point on your piece of thread. And by having that little point, which I don't know if that worked because I wasn't really at a good angle, by putting that little point on your thread, you'll actually be able to thread your needle a little bit easier. And you know, your French knots in sewing, those are called tailor's knots. And if you put a knot like that at the base of your thread when you're done sewing and you're going to finish off, those knots won't untie. So, at least not as easy as a regular knot. So those are just a few little sewing tips. And I haven't put my Etsy store up yet. I'm kind of procrastinating because now I'm kind of torn between putting up an Etsy store and trying just to do my own website, because Etsy has a lot of fees and it runs into an expense that I'm not sure I want to get into. Having my own website might be better. I'm waiting for my son to come home. Right now he's in England. I go and pick him up tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can talk him into helping me put up a website. Anyway, I have worked on a few more counting pins, and these are not done. I haven't glazed them, but I'm sculpting little gnomes for the tops. And so I haven't done any tinting or glazing, so these are unfinished. There's a few more steps left before they'll be finished, but I think that they're coming out really cute. And let's see, that's 2. I have 5. There's 3. Here's 4. And those are noses in there. And then here's the 5th one. And they're fun. I had a good time making these. But anyway, I've been saying a lot too until I don't feel good, because I don't usually do that. At least I don't think I do. If I do, I'm sorry. So anyway, I am hoping to stitch some more, to make more clay things. I want to do, I have a journal that I want to make, because on my crafting channel, I do some painting and some journal making and clay and I don't know, all kinds of things. And I'm kind of getting in the mood to make a new journal. I want to make a December daily, which is a little photo journal type book that is each day of December, and it's called a December daily. And I've made one for the last 2 years, and it's always fun. So I'm probably going to be making another one of those. And as always, there are the Facebook groups and the SALs. I'm working on getting better at keeping up with everything. I don't have any set in stone plans for November. I'm going to, let's see. Don't really have a piece related to November or the number 8, although I may look for something. But that's about it. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please leave that in the comments below. I always read every comment. I really enjoy it. I hope that you like or subscribe to my channel. And when you subscribe to my channel, I do subscribe back to yours, because I don't want to miss anything. It's kind of like wanting all the things. I don't want to miss anything. And we're all great enablers. We show each other what we're doing, and then we all want something new. So anyway, I think that is about it for me. I hope that you have a very happy and stitchy week. Take care. God bless.